Do you know what happens to a woman's body if there is no sexual activity for a long period after the age of 50? Many people think it doesn't affect health, but as a gynecologist, I can say that changes do occur, and they can have both positive and negative effects. Today, I will talk about the hidden processes that occur inside the body when sexual activity stops after age 50, and what can be done to maintain health and hormonal balance. The first thing to change is the functioning of the hormonal system. After age 50, estrogen levels gradually decline, and the lack of sexual activity can accelerate this process. Estrogen not only affects sexual health, but also impacts blood vessels, bones, skin, and even brain health. When its levels drop sharply, the risk of mucosal dryness, hot flashes, insomnia, and mood swings increases. The second important change concerns the resilience of the organization. Regular intimacy improves blood circulation in the small pelvic area and maintains the tone of the vaginal muscles. When sexual activity ceases, blood circulation decreases, which can lead to dryness, discomfort, and even weakening of the pelvic floor muscles. These changes are natural, but they can be delayed with proper approaches. Simple exercises for the pelvic floor muscles and moderate physical activity help maintain blood circulation and strengthen muscles. Thirdly, and less often discussed, is the impact on emotional states. Sexual intimacy promotes the production of happiness hormones, endorphins and oxytocin, reducing stress levels and improving mood. Lack of a sexual life can lead to decreased emotional stability and increased feelings of irritability and loneliness. In the following section, we will explain how the lack of sexual activity affects the heart, blood vessels, and overall health of women over the age of 50. The fourth impact of prolonged lack of sexual activity after age 50 is related to changes in heart and blood vessel function. Many people may not know that regular sexual activity improves blood circulation, normalizes blood pressure, and strengthens the vessel walls. When sexual activity ceases, blood circulation in the pelvis and lower limbs slows down, increasing the risk of stagnation, varicose veins, and even blood clots. This is especially important for women during menopause, when estrogen levels decrease and blood vessels lose their elasticity. Acronym. The fifth point relates to the condition of skin and bones. Sexual activity indirectly influences collagen production and bone density maintenance. When estrogen levels decline, the skin becomes more prone to dryness, wrinkles appear, and bones lose calcium more quickly. These are age-related changes, but they can become more pronounced in the absence of a sexual life. Maintaining skin and bone health is supported by exercise, foods rich in calcium and vitamin D, and regular skin moisturizing. Proper skin and bone care can help slow the natural aging process and maintain comfort. Sixth, impact on urinary system function. Lack of intimacy decreases blood flow to the mucous membranes of the vagina and urethra, increasing the risk of dryness, irritation, and urinary tract infections. As tissues become more fragile with age, it is important to maintain the health of this area through specific exercises and to use moisturizing products recommended by a doctor as needed. In the next section, we will explain how the lack of sexual activity after age 50 affects hormone balance, mood, and energy levels. The seventh impact of prolonged lack of intimacy after age 50 is deterioration of hormone balance. Sexual activity promotes the production of estrogen, oxytocin, and endorphins, which are involved in good mood, restful sleep, and stable emotional states. When sexual activity ceases, these processes slow down, potentially worsening menopausal symptoms such as hot flashes, mood swings, irritability, and chronic fatigue. Acronym. Eighth stage, decrease in energy and vitality. During intimate moments, metabolism is stimulated, blood circulation improves, and tissues are better oxygenated. If there is no sexual activity, these processes may become sluggish, potentially increasing fatigue, drowsiness, and lethargy. To compensate, it is important to incorporate moderate exercise, walking, yoga, breathing techniques, and pelvic muscle exercises. Just a few minutes of breathing exercises every day can improve your mood, boost your energy levels, and help reduce stress. Chapter 9. Effects on the nervous system. Lack of sexual activity can increase levels of the stress hormone cortisol, which negatively affects memory, concentration, and emotional stability. Women may start to experience more frequent feelings of anxiety and insomnia. To mitigate these effects, it is important to incorporate relaxation methods such as meditation, massage, music, and social interactions with close friends. The 10th impact of a lack of intimacy after age 50 is the weakening of the immune system. Regular sexual activity promotes the production of immunoglobulins, which are essential proteins that protect the body from infections. When an intimate life is interrupted, the levels of these protective proteins decrease, making the body more vulnerable to colds, viruses, and inflammation. This is especially important for women after menopause, as their natural immunity is already declining during this period. The 11th is a decrease in metabolism. During sexual activity, heart rate increases, blood circulation accelerates, and energy expenditure rises. When an intimate life ends, the body begins to burn fewer calories, and metabolism gradually slows down. This can contribute to weight gain and increased cholesterol. To compensate, adding moderate exercise such as walking, swimming, or light calisthenics is effective. Even 20 to 30 minutes of exercise a day can help maintain weight, promote blood circulation, and preserve energy. Chapter 12. Changes in bone health. The decline in estrogen levels after age 50 increases the risk of osteoporosis, and a lack of intimate relationships can accelerate this process due to decreased blood flow and insufficient hormonal support. To strengthen bones, it is important to monitor calcium and vitamin D levels and regularly engage in low-impact exercise. In the following section, we will explain how the lack of sexual activity after the age of 50 affects women's skin, vagina, and overall comfort. The 13th impact of the absence of an intimate life after 50 relates to changes in skin condition. Sexual activity promotes collagen production and improves blood circulation in the skin. When intimate contact ceases, the supply of nutrients and oxygen to skin cells decreases, making the skin more prone to dryness and loss of elasticity. Wrinkles appear, skin elasticity diminishes, and the process of cell renewal slows down. However, this effect can be mitigated with proper care, regular moisturizing, nutrient-rich masks, and the use of products containing antioxidants. Chapter 14. Deterioration of vaginal mucosa. When there is no sexual activity, blood flow to the tissues of the small pelvis decreases, leading to increased dryness, burning sensation, and discomfort. This becomes particularly noticeable with age due to decreased estrogen levels. To maintain mucosal health, it is important to consult a doctor about the use of special moisturizing devices and gentle hormone replacement therapy as needed. Proper care and timely measures help prevent discomfort and maintain optimal intimate health. Chapter 15. Decreased sensitivity and tone of the pelvic floor muscles. Without an active intimate life, these muscles become less active, gradually losing elasticity and strength. This can affect bladder control and the quality of intimate sensations. Kegel exercises, which can be easily done at home, strengthen these muscles, and their effectiveness has been scientifically proven. In the following section, we discuss how the lack of intimate life after the age of 50 affects women's mood, sleep, and psychological state. The 16th consequence of the lack of intimate life after age 50 is a decline in sleep quality. During sexual activity, the body releases endorphins, oxytocin, and serotonin. These hormones promote relaxation, reduce stress, and help facilitate easier sleep. Without intimate contact, this natural mechanism is suppressed, which can lead to insomnia, shallow sleep, and frequent nighttime awakenings. Sleep deprivation raises cortisol levels and increases feelings of fatigue. 17th, impact on mood and emotional state. Sexual activity promotes the production of happiness hormones and helps maintain psychological stability. When an intimate life is interrupted, feelings of anxiety, irritability, and loneliness may arise. To compensate, it is important to find alternative sources of joy, such as outdoor walks, hobbies, sports activities, and interactions with close friends. Maintaining social connections and an active lifestyle helps to keep a positive mood and confidence. The 18th result is the worsening of stress symptoms. Lack of emotional intimacy affects cortisol levels, which can lead to increased blood pressure, headaches, and overall nervousness. Women tend to feel fatigue more frequently and take longer to recover from stress. Relaxation techniques, meditation, and breathing exercises can help relieve tension and reduce anxiety. The following section explains how the lack of sexual activity after the age of 50 affects brain function, memory, and cognitive abilities. The 19th impact of the absence of an intimate life after age 50 is its effect on the brain and memory. Studies show that sexual activity promotes blood circulation and improves oxygen supply to the brain. When an intimate life stops, these processes slow down, potentially negatively affecting concentration, attention, and the ability to remember new information. This does not necessarily mean cognitive functions must decline, but the body requires more support. For example, regular exercise and activities that strengthen memory. 20th effect: decrease in creative and mental activities. Sexual intimacy promotes the production of dopamine, the hormone of motivation and pleasure. When dopamine levels drop, women may feel less energetic, and their desire to try new things and grow may diminish. To maintain activity, enjoying hobbies, learning new skills, reading books, and interacting with others can be helpful. Keeping a simple diary or learning a new language can stimulate the brain and boost confidence. 21st result: worsening of menopausal symptoms. Without intimacy, hot flashes, night sweats, irritability, and mood swings can become more intense. This is because the body becomes less responsive to stimuli that produce hormones to stabilize mood. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and consulting a gynecologist for hormone replacement therapy as needed may be helpful. In the following section, we will explain how the lack of a sexual life after age 50 affects heart function, the immune system, and overall vitality. The 22nd consequence of lacking a sexual life after age 50 is the deterioration of cardiovascular health. Regular sexual activity positively impacts heart function, helps strengthen blood vessels, and maintains their elasticity. When sexual activity ceases, overall physical activity levels tend to decline, which can lead to increased blood pressure, elevated heart rate, and decreased endurance. For women during this period, it is especially important to pay attention to moderate activity to compensate for these effects. Acronym. The third result: decreased resistance of the immune system. Sexual intimacy promotes the production of oxytocin and endorphins, reduces stress levels, and strengthens the body's natural defenses. Without an active, intimate life, immune responses weaken, and women are more likely to suffer from colds, inflammatory processes, and longer recovery times after illness. Restorative sleep, vitamins, and regular outdoor walks help support immunity. Even simple Nordic walking improves heart function, boosts the immune system, and enhances overall vitality. The 24th result is a decline in overall energy levels. Lack of sexual activity affects metabolism and endocrine system functions. Women begin to feel fatigue, drowsiness, and decreased motivation more frequently. This can be compensated for by regular exercise, healthy eating, and seeking new sources of positive emotions. In the following section, we discuss how the lack of an intimate life after age 50 affects women's mental state, confidence, and feelings of attractiveness. The 25th consequence of lacking an intimate life after age 50 is a decrease in confidence and attractiveness. Many women, especially during menopause, begin to question their femininity. Natural changes associated with aging can amplify these feelings when physical intimacy is lacking, leading to a decline in self-esteem. However, it is important to remember that attractiveness cannot be measured solely by sexual activity. Self-confidence can be regained through body care, psychological support, and an active lifestyle. Acronym. The 26th effect: worsening of loneliness and emotional isolation. Physical closeness includes not only sexual activity, but also warmth, contact, and emotional exchange. When this is lacking, the body falls into oxytocin deficiency, the hormone responsible for trust and attachment feelings. This deficiency can lead to irritability, apathy, or a feeling that life is less fulfilling. In such cases, strengthening friendships, Participating in group activities related to hobbies and communicating with close friends can be helpful. Emotional support and simple human interaction can significantly improve mood and reduce stress. The 27th result is delayed recovery after stress. Women who lead an active sex life experience a faster decrease in cortisol levels, the stress hormone, making emotional burden management easier. Chronic high levels increase the risk of anxiety, insomnia, and mood swings. In such cases, breathing techniques, yoga, meditation, and regular walks in nature can be helpful. In the final section, we discuss how the lack of sexual activity after age 50 affects overall well-being, hormone balance, and longevity. The 28th impact of the lack of sexual activity after age 50 is a decrease in oxytocin levels, which governs closeness, trust, and emotional harmony. When sexual activity ceases, the body reduces the secretion of this happiness hormone, which can lead to increased anxiety, irritability, and even a sense of inner emptiness. It is possible to restore balance through other sources of oxytocin, such as warm interactions, hugs, pets, and creative activities. 29. The 29th effect, accelerated aging of the skin and tissues. Regular sexual activity improves blood circulation, stimulates collagen production, and maintains skin elasticity. Without intimate contact, the supply of oxygen and nutrients to cells decreases, potentially accelerating the appearance of wrinkles, skin dryness, and muscle sagging. Moderate exercise, massage, a balanced diet, and quality sleep can be helpful. Taking care of skin and body health helps compensate for the natural decrease in stimulation. The 30th result is a decline in overall well-being and satisfaction. Research shows that intimacy has a positive impact on emotional states, helps manage stress, and supports optimism. However, the good news is that harmony can be restored not only through sexual relationships, but also through sports, hobbies, new social contacts, travel, and creative expression. All of these activate the brain's pleasure mechanisms and can help maintain high energy levels. Please remember that intimacy is just a part of health for women over 50, but it's not the only factor. The secret to staying youthful, active, and living a long life lies in a holistic approach. Taking care of your body, managing emotional well-being, maintaining hormonal health, and keeping open communication.